Hare Krishna, everyone. I hope my voice is audible and clear. So let us start this class on Ratha Katha. His wheels will blaze for all 6 days. So this is a 6 days Katha, and we will spread it out. We will do it on this Sunday. We will do one, and then the next Saturday and Sunday we will plan out 3, and then we will plan out the next Saturday and Sunday like that. I will let you know the schedule. So mostly it will be on the weekends. So there are some people who are from different batches of Gita Gyan. Some of them may be from the latest Gita Gyan, Gita Rising Star batch also. So this is outside those classes. So this is about the Ratha Katha. So this is a special class. So this is all about this wonderful pastimes of this chariot. So you're able to see 3 chariots here, right? So Jagannath on the right, Baladev on the left, and in the middle is Subhadra Devi. So Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Mai ki jai. So these are all the 3 wonderful deities. Jagannath is Lord Shri Krishna, and Subhadra Devi is Subhadra, the sister, and Baladev is Balram. So we know very well Krishna and Balram, they were brothers, right? So they're brothers. So ISKCON Seshadripuram presents Ratha Katha. Let us take darshan of the lordships. Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Mai ki jai, Nitai Chaitanya ki jai, Parshuram Bhagwan ki jai, Vaman Dev ki jai, Panchatattva ki jai, Giri Govardhan ki jai. So let us start with the prayers. So we will do the prayers. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance, with the torchlight of knowledge. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Our respectful obeisances unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always accompanied by his plenary expansion of Shri Nityananda Prabhu, his incarnation Shri Advaita Prabhu, his internal potency Shri Gadadhara Prabhu, and his marginal potency Shri Vas Prabhu. He is in midst of them as the supreme personality of Godhead. So these are the prayers of Panchatattva, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And here are some special prayers for Lord Jagannath. Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadraya Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Anybody can unmute and say this? Repeat.
Sir, can I?
Yeah, one after another. Yes, one of you first. Who is doing?
Offer my humble
Okay, Lakshit, go ahead first.
I offer my humble prostrated.
Read the Nilachala Nivasaya.
To the obedience to the internal supreme power of Sri Jagannatha, the super soul of all living entities. He resides with his divine elder brother Sri Balrama and his little sister Sri Devi Subhadra in most holy abode of Nilachala.
Thank you, Lakshit. Anybody wants to read the shloka here? Nilachala.
Can I?
Yes. What's your name?
Tejas.
Yes, Tejas, go ahead.
Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrayam Jagannathaya Te Namaha.
Yes, thank you. Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadraya Jagannathaya te namaha. Yes, Alankrita, you want to read?
Prabhuji, shall I read the
Yes.
meaning?
Yes, Mataji. Okay.
No, prayer also meaning, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Neelachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatma Balabhadra Subhadrayam Jagannathaya Te Namaha.
Thank you. Okay.
Should I read the meaning also?
Yes. Thank you very much. So this is Lord Jagannath's darshan. So take this, all of you. So Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. So tell me. So how many of you are ready to hear the wonderful, wonderful pastimes of Lord Jagannath? So lift your hands. Yes, I see some hands up here. Right? Who wants to hear Lord Jagannath's pastimes? So, oh, this is very interesting. So when I raised my hand automatically, electronically also, it is raising the hand. You see, this is nice. So some new feature in Zoom. Okay, so everybody is ready for Jagannath. So let's get ready. Okay. So the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, I want all of you to loudly chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra so that we can start the class. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
yes. So I request all of you to please turn on your videos. In the beginning of the class, let's turn on the videos, please. Yes. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Okay. So here we go. The wonderful pastimes of Jagannath Ratha Yatra. So let us start with the virtual yatra with the devotees, right? Let's just go to the Puri, Odisha. So the wonderful Dham of Puri. So we're all set out for this yatra. So you see, there are 4 places which are considered very, very holy places. And, everybody, especially in India, Hindus, they make it a point that they go to these 4 places. So what are they? In the north is Badrinath. In the south is Rameshwaram. In the west is Dwarka. And in the east is Puri. Puri, Jagannath Puri. You know where it is? Odisha. Right? So each of them is meant for each yuga. So Satya Yuga for this Badrinath, and where the Lord wakes up. So the Supreme Lord wakes up in Badrinath. Okay. And Dwarka is famous in the Dwapar Yuga, where the Lord dresses himself up. So we see that DT dressing is very, very wonderful in the Dwarka. Right? So in the south, right, is the Treta Yuga. So where the Lord sleeps, Ranganath. So Rameshwaram there. So that's the south. So east is for Kali Yuga, where the Lord is there, where Lord eats. So yes, so where is this Jagannath Puri is very much known for prasadam. So, and Lord eats very wonderfully. There is they offer bhoga for at least 6 times a day. So it says that, hand of Jagannath does not get wet. So that means that by the time he washes his hands and it becomes dry, there is another set of prasadam that's brought in front of him. So that's the wonderful point about this Jagannath Puri. Okay, just look at this map. So here is the map of Jagannath Puri. Are you able to see there's some kind of a shape for it? Can you say what shape this is?
Sir, the shape of a Shanka.
Yes, it's like Shanka. So that's why it's called Sri Shanka Kshetram. Also, it's called Sri Shanka Kshetra because it's looking like a conch, you see. Right? So if you see the conch, there's so many temples around it. The main temple is in the center and various different temples is there. Lord Shiva temple is there, Parvati temple, so many temples, Durga temple, Ganesha temple. A lot of temples are all there around this temple complex. So this is the Sri Shankar Kshetram from Puri. So it just looks like a conch shell, right? So also this place is called as Sri Kshetra. Sri Kshetra. Also known as the Purushottama Kshetra. So this is the Purushottama Kshetra, also called as Sri Kshetra. and it's in the shape of a conch shell. You see, it's on the shore of the Bay of Bengal. Did you notice that? This side is the Bay of Bengal. So there's ocean on one side. Okay, right? Ocean on one side. So also it's called as a Neelachala Dam. Neelachala. Neelachala is the name of the mountain, right? So, we pray to Lord. Neelachala Chandra Prabhu Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. Neelachala Chandra Prabhu Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. So Neelachala Chandra. So Neelachal is like a mountain. So this is on top of the mountain. It's like a small mountain. So on top of that is this wonderful temple. Okay. So this Jagannath Puri Kshetra, the name itself is called as Jagannath Puri. Jagannath Puri. Puri means actually place. Any place is called as Puri. For example, we call it as a Kashi Puri, Avantika Puri, right? Or Hastinapur, we say Hastinapur or Puri. So that means that it's a place. So Jagannath Puri means it is the place where Lord Jagannath is there. So this is a very wonderful temple. In Kali Yuga, it is said that anybody who visits this temple will not take birth again. So that is very, very wonderful, because this deities also, they're very, very unique deities, right? So what is unique about these deities? Anybody can say? What is so unique? So generally we go to temples, we go to Lord Krishna's temple also, but there is something unique about the deities. Yes. Alankrita Mataji, yeah, please tell me, what is special about this deities?
Made up of wood, and that
Yes.
is every 12 years.
It's made up of wood.
I mean, it was carved out of wood.
It's carved out of, sorry?
Wood.
Wood, it's carved out of wood. Correct. Alankrita Mataji. Yes. Surya Teja Prabhuji. Yes.
Every 12 years.
Yes, sorry, come again.
That gets repeated every 12 years. And
Yes.
the carving was also not completely.
The carving is also not completely done. Correct. Generally, we see any deity will have hands, legs, everything will be there. Lord Krishna's, Lord Krishna hand will be there, legs will be there, flute will be there, all of that will be there. But in this deities, you see, there's no hands or no legs. No hands, no legs, no fingers. Right? In the deity, no hands, no legs, no fingers, and the deity is not made up of stone. It's made up of wood. So where else do you find a wooden deity? Right? Any other place, if you have seen, there are some places also, but any place that you can think of where you can see wooden deity? Anybody? Wooden deity. You see, anybody been to Atti Varadaraj temple? Atti Varadaraj? Is Alankrita Mataji you have been? So that is made up of which?
That was also made up of wood.
Yes, that's made up of wood also.
Kind of wood, actually.
Correct. That's a
That
good
is
part.
kept in a box, and that's submerged in water for 40 years.
Correct. Yes. Very nice. Surya Teja Prabhu, yes, you wanted to say something?
Yes, Prabhuji. So the wood is very auspicious. So the wood is not actually grown in normal places. There are some qualities defined to be qualified to cut the tree and then to make idols. There are 7 to 8 qualifications. One of the qualifications is like the wood, the neem leaves of the trunk, the neem leaves should taste sweet. That is one qualification. The second qualification is there should be a shank and chakra imprinted on the tree. There are some other qualifications also, but after cutting the tree, people will be planting around 15 or 20 trees. 20 plants as a compensation. And then the wood will be taken to the Puri, and then they will carve it out. And there is one particular period, I think some Adhikamas, it comes around after 12 years or 14 years, sometimes 16 years also.
4 years generally, yeah. Yeah, okay, tell me.
So during that period, so we will be doing some Antyashta Karikramam to Lord, and a new carving will be made. And the Shaligram, which is placed inside the wooden deity, will be replaced to a new deities.
Correct. It is called as a Navakalebara ritual.
Correct.
Yes, like you said, it is generally done 8th year or 12th year or 19th year after the previous Navakalebara. That is, they change the deities, right? They change the deities and
Yes.
they change the whole thing. Now, the whole year, you see, there will be no marriages in that place. So
Oh.
people in Odisha, they don't even get married the whole year. So that's called Navakalebara that year. They consider it that, no marriages should be done that year like that. So yes, thank you so much for adding all these wonderful facts, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes. Okay, so let us proceed now. Just look at this wonderful, wonderful 4 entrances of Sri Mandir. So it's called as Sri Mandir because Lakshmi Devi is there. Sri means Lakshmi, Sri Mandira. So Lakshmi is there. Wherever there is Lord Jagannath, there Lakshmi Devi is also there. And first of all, what is the meaning of Jagannath? Anybody can say? Jagannath, you can split it into 2 words. So how can we split that into 2 words? Is it
Jagat plus Nath.
What? Come again.
The Lord of the universe.
Jagat plus Nath.
Jagat plus Nath. Correct. Jagat plus Nath is Jagannath. So Jagat means universe, right? So this universe, so the Lord of the universe. Right? So Krishna is the Lord of the universe. So that's why he's called as Jagannath. So here this Lord is very, 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 very merciful. So let's just see this wonderful temple. And this temple is also very, very old. I mean, originally the deities were done by Lord Brahma. So that's like, I don't know, so many trillions of years ago, right? So that is this, we have 4 main entrances of this Sri Mandira. So the first entrance or the east side is the main entrance, also called as the Simhadwara. Simhadwara, Simha means what? Lion. So it's a lion entrance. So there are, you can also see there are 2 lions there. You see in the picture also, there are 2 lions in the front, right? This is called as the Arunasthamba, right? So this is the entrance of Jagannath, right? So this is the entrance of Jagannath, and also Patita Pavana Jagannath can be visible here. If anybody comes here, they can take from the side, they can peek and they can see Lord Jagannath. There is one deity there called Patita Pavana. Patita Pavan Jagannath. I mean, if anybody is not allowed inside Jagannath temple, they can take darshan here. They can take the darshan here. So that is the speciality. So that is like, anybody who is not allowed inside generally, non-Hindus are not allowed as per the temple administration. So if somebody is not able to come in, they can take darshan from here. Or they can even take the darshan of the Sudarshan. So you see, it is said that even if someone looks at that Sudarshan, Sudarshana is a chakra which is on top of the Jagannath Mandir. If anybody takes darshan, it is as good as taking the darshan of the Supreme Lord. You see here the picture, this is the Jagannath temple main sanctum sanctorum, the main structure here. On top of this structure, there is this Sudarshan chakra. On top of that, there's a big flag also, right? There's a big flag also, right? So this flag is changed every day during the sunset. Right? I'll just show you how it looks like. Okay. So let me just play one video and you can actually see how the flag is changed every single day. Okay. Let me just play this short for you. Are you able to see it?
Sir, the screen is frozen.
Okay. Give me a second. Once more. I'll just. Yeah, can you see?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, let's just see this. See how the climbing happens every single day. Yeah, you see there's a person who is climbing. Sorry. So there's a person who is wearing that flag. It's a very, very big flag. Just look at that size. How he's climbing it. So they are all experts. So nobody else will be allowed. Only they will be allowed, and they are experts, and they've been doing it every single day. So here is going, so he's climbing that. So this is the Sudarshana. You're able to see the Sudarshan chakra there. So very, very wonderful. So he's bringing down that flag now. Yeah. So he's wearing that around his neck, and he's putting the new flag here, and he put it back. Now he's getting down. And it's taking another flag here. Right. So that's the wonderful thing, right? So that's the wonderful thing about Lord Jagannath, right? Just continue. Yes. So first of all, how many of you have been to Jagannath Puri? I want to know. So I want you to lift your hands. So if you lift your hand, now I'll be knowing how many of you went to Jagannath Puri. So I have been to Jagannath Puri. I went in 2018. So it was very, very wonderful. So if you've not visited Jagannath Puri, let's see. Now, Krishna willing, maybe we'll do some trip sometime. So it's a very, very wonderful, wonderful, wonderful visit, Jagannath Puri. Okay. So let us continue. So this is called as the Aruna Stamba. The pillar that you're seeing here is called as Aruna Stamba, right? And this is the main entrance. And, there is another entrance from the south side, which is called as the Ashwadwara. Ashwa means horse. So there are two horses also you can see, right? And then there is a Vyagra Dwara. There are two tigers. And then there is a Hasti Dwara. So these elephants have been destroyed by invaders. But then there used to be these two elephants, on the Hasti Dwara. So on the east side is the Simhadwara, lion. On the south side is the horse, Ashwadwara. On the west side is the Vyagradwara, tiger. And on the north side is the Hastidwara, elephant. Right? So, and here you see, at the entrance of the Simhadwara, there is a deity, huge deity, right, of Lord Jagannath. So this is called as Patita Pavana Jagannath. Right, and he's there for giving darshan to all those non-Hindu devotees who are not allowed inside the temple. So that's the temple management. They have a strict rule that if you're not a Hindu, they will not allow you inside the temple. Right? They'll somehow figure it out. So then you can take darshan. If somebody is not able to get inside the temple, they can take darshan of this wonderful Patita Pavan Jagannath. The speciality of this deity here is that Jagannath is only single. Generally, Jagannath will be always accompanied by his brother and sister, Baladev and Subhadra. But Patita Pavan Jagannath is alone. He's only there, single. Right? And also he doesn't have hands. No hands at all. So that is the Patita Pavan Jagannath. So one unique feature of Jagannath, can anybody notice and tell me what is unique about Jagannath's face? Can anybody say? Unmute and tell me.
He doesn't have eyelashes.
Yes. Yes, he doesn't have eyelids. He doesn't have eyelashes, nor does he have eyelids. Then how is he going to sleep? So he's always...
He will not be available for us. I mean, we have heard that mornings till sometime it is the humans who go and take darshan of Jagannath, but in the midnights it is the demigods and all other gods and goddesses would come and take the darshan of the Jagannath. So he will always be available for the darshan.
I think only for 2 hours he will not be available for darshan in a day.
Yes, he's always available. He's available in his office. Like, Devtas will come and visit him, demigods will come and visit him, or human beings will come and visit him. But he's always at his office, always awake, opening his eyes and always smiling. Nobody said that. So you see, he's always smiling, very, very happy, ecstatic to receive, to see all the devotees who come to visit him. So this is the wonderful form of Jagannath. So I'm going to tell you some very, very interesting things now. So this is called as the Baisi Pahacha. Baisi means 22. Pahacha means steps. There are 22 steps in the Simhadwara, which will lead us to the main temple of Jagannath. So you have to climb these 22 steps to be able to take the darshan of Lord Jagannath. So I'll tell you something very interesting. Next time when you go, be careful about this. You see, on the step number 3, there is something called as a Yamashila. I'll tell you what that Yamashila is. So when this Jagannath temple was created, so the thing is, anybody who comes and takes darshan of Lord Jagannath, he will not be born again. That means he will be liberated. He will go back to Godhead. He'll go back to Vaikuntha. So that is the thing. So then Yamaraj had a problem with this. Said, so if everybody will come to Jagannath Puri, right? If everybody will come to Jagannath Puri and if everybody is going to take darshan there, then who will go to Yamaraj? Everybody will go back to Vaikuntha, no? Then Yamaraj, Yamalok will become very empty. Then there's no work for Yamaraj. So he requested Lord, please do something. So then Lord arranged something called as a third step. There is something called as Yamashila. So step from below. When you count from below, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a black color stone there. So when you're going, you can step on that stone and you can go, no problem. But while getting down, you're not supposed to touch that stone. If you put your feet on that stone, what happens is, whatever you got, that chance of going back to where, that's gone. So you should know that you should not step onto that stone called as Yamashila. So be careful when you go to Jagannath Puri. Be careful not to step on that third stone that is counted from below. All right. So yes. So here you see, these are the main deities of Sri Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. And who installed them? The main deities were installed by Lord Brahma himself. Right? So Lord Brahma himself has installed these deities. So this is not recently in 100 years, 200 years, or 3,000 years, or 5,000 years, or 10,000 years, or even 1 lakh years, or 10 lakh years. It's millions and millions and trillions of years ago. Lord Brahma has installed these deities, Jagannath, Baldev, and Subhadra. Right? You see how humongous they are? Look at the size. If you see the pandas who are sitting there, and if you just see the comparison of the size, I mean the Lord's size, right? You just look at the size. I mean how big Lord is, right? So very big deities, right? So they also put different veshas, right? Different decorations they do, right? So different veshas on different days they do. So there's a unique vesha that they have put in this picture here, right? That is Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. So as we discussed, Jagannath means Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna, correct? Baldev means Baladev. Who is Baldev? Balram, yes. Who is Subhadra? Subhadra is the sister. So their sister, both sister. So Subhadra Devi. Okay. So there are totally 30 different temples surrounding the main temple of Jagannath. There are so many temples which are dedicated to Lord Shiva, Parvati Devi, Nrisimhadev, Lord Ram, Hanuman, Lord Chaitanya, Varahadev, etc. So many temples are there. And at least in the main temple complex, we have the Bimala Devi temple. So Bimala Devi temple, that is Devi temple. So there is one wonderful temple there, Devi temple. So after giving the prasadam offering to Lord Jagannath, they take that offering and give it to Bimala Devi, right? And then the offering is then given to everyone. And then there is also Lakshmi Devi temple there. Okay, Lakshmi Devi's temple also is within the temple complex. This is the wonderful thing. Okay, so this is the Neela Chakra. Yes, the weight of it is 1 ton. Can you believe it? It is 1 ton, 907 kilograms. So it is made up of 8 different metals. So the speciality of this Neela Chakra, right? It is as good as seeing the Lord Jagannath. So if somebody is not able to visit the temple, if you are able to see this Neela Chakra from outside, it is as good as taking darshan of Jagannath. And every Ekadashi, they light a lamp near the wheel. Right? And we have just seen how the flag every day is tied on the mast attached to the Neela Chakra. Right? So someone, every day one person will climb and he will change the flag also for this one. Right? So we see this similar kind of a structure is found in many of the ISKCON temples also. Like, for example, in the ISKCON Mayapur temple, also they have installed, for the TOVP, they have installed a very big Sudarshan Chakra, very gigantic, which looks like this, right? So yes, so Jagannath means Lord of the universe. That's the meaning of Jagannath. So let me tell you some interesting facts about Jagannath. So one of the things is that there are no birds that fly above the Jagannath Puri temple. It has never been spotted that there is a bird that is flying above the temple in the Puri. Another unique thing about this structure, it has been engineered in such a way that the shadow of the main dome of Jagannath temple is not visible, whatever be the time of the day. Even during the early morning when the sun is coming, or at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock also, where it is the sun is at the horizon, even then there's no shadow. There's no shadow ever. Right? So they like that. There are so many interesting things. I want you to tell me like some of the fun facts that you know. Can anybody, share what you know? Like what you have heard about
Prabhuji,
Jagannath?
there is one small temple behind the Jagannatha main temple where the records of some extraordinary events happened were recorded. Some years ago, there was a British ship which is traveling in the sea, and suddenly due to some big storm, due to some turbulence and all, they were all frightened. So there is one lady, one devotee. So she is constantly chanting Jagannatha Prabhu, seeking help of Jagannatha Prabhu. They were laughing at her, like, how can Jagannatha how can your Lord help us in this? Because if you see, there is so much of turbulence and we are gone almost. They declared that we are gone, but still, she has got unflinching faith, and then. She constantly chanted Jagannath Prabhu. So for some of the others, for some reasons, because of seeing the devotion of that devotee, everybody started chanting Jagannath Prabhu, seeking help from Jagannatha. So after a few minutes, very few minutes, the entire turbulence went down. So it completely calm now, and then they reached Puri Jagannath temple. So that has been recorded in the history books, which is maintained in the temple backside. There is one small area where all these, extraordinary events, which is out of capacity of human power, those events were recorded. So this is one such event.
Also,
Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Also, there would be no flights would be allowed to fly over the temple, Prabhuji. So I think it was tried. I'm not sure, but there were no aeroplanes or helicopters or whatever it is. They would not go around the temple premises also. I mean, in the air.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Tejas, you want to say something? You want to add something?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, when we enter the Simhadwara, the sound of the ocean won't come a single drop, single sound. When we come out, the sound will be very much. And one more is any side we see the Neelachala Chakra, we feel it, the chakra is seeing us.
Okay, as if like the chakra is facing us from every side, you see it, it looks as if the chakra is looking at us. Right? Right. Okay.
And Prabhuji, one more thing.
Yes.
There are 8 Narsimha Deva statues which are not easily identifiable. But these 8 Narsimha statues are 24/7 protecting Lord Jagannatha. The entire temple devotees or the premises. So they are protecting. They are like Dwarapalaka something. I am not sure, but it is said like they are protecting always. And it is very difficult to identify all 8. If you go try to search, but it will be very difficult.
Okay. Thank you. I will add something very interesting. On that 22 steps that I said, right? On the 5th step, okay, there is a place where the Pandas, they will do some kind of a Shraddha ritual for the forefathers. So just like we do Shraddha rituals in Gaya, Kashi, like different holy places, like that here also on the 5th step, the Pandas will do, and then there will be Lord Jagannath's Prasadam available there. So Lord Jagannath Prasad, there will be one hole there, and it is said that if you put it inside that hole, it is offering to that your ancestors. It's like that. So there's one interesting thing. Yes, anybody wants to add anything? Any fun fact, any interesting facts about Jagannath that you've heard about? This Lord Jagannath temple.
One more story, Prabhuji.
Yes.
This was told by Amrendra Prabhu. So there was a king actually. So he is dearmost devotee of Lord Jagannatha. So I cannot recollect the entire story, but for some reason he will be abandoned to come in to enter the temple. I think he will get married to a Muslim woman. So, but because of that reason, he is not allowed to enter the temple. So, out of his desperate love for towards Lord Jagannatha, he will be crying outside the temple that I cannot see you again. Then Lord Jagannath, he himself uh, come outside the temple, and then he will give darshan to him. So all the devotees, I mean, all the pujaris will be in a astounding surprised. Will be surprised. How come there are few cloths falling around the temple? Who is doing this and all? So they found out that in midnight, when this king is praying Lord Jagannatha himself is coming out and then giving darshan to him. So while he is running towards the king, the pieces of the cloth are falling down, and that is how the pujar is identified.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, there's also one more here. Vedaspurti Mataji is putting like the flag on the shikara flutters in the direction opposite to that of the wind flow. So there's a flag that we saw. It's actually fluttering in the opposite direction of the wind flow. That's also some kind of a mystery there. Like 56 Chappan Bhog is being prepared every day, almost like 6 times a day it's been offered. Right. So that's the wonderful point. Also, like outside this Jagannath temple, there is something called as Ananda Bazaar. Ananda Bazaar is like the place where Lord's prasadam is distributed. Prasadam means offering, bhoga offering. So Ananda Bazaar. So it's so happiness because all the food that has been offered to the Lord, it is kept in big earthen pots, and then it is offered outside. So it's such a wonderful experience to have that prasadam, right? So that's so wonderful. And also the temple complex, within the temple complex, okay, there's a huge kitchen. And inside the kitchen, so this kitchen, they cook in a very, very unique way. And the process that they follow is hundreds and hundreds of years old. So they don't use LPG gas, they don't use electrical stoves. So they will use the wood and they will cook in a very, very old style. So it is said that, the head cook is Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi herself will come and cook. That is the special about that kitchen. It's like one of the world's largest kitchens, right? Because it is also said that the prasadam that is being cooked here, right? That is the sanctified food that is offered to the Lord. How many other people may come, right? The food is available. So nobody goes like hungry. And even if lakhs of devotees also come, so they don't go hungry. So there's always food for everybody. So that's the speciality of Lord Jagannath. So very, very merciful Jagannath. Right. So yes, let's see the chat. So yeah, generally there's a legend that there are 7 pots which are kept on one on top of the other, and the first pot gets cooked. Yeah, they say so. Some people. Yeah, thank you.
Sir,
Okay.
one more thing.
Yes.
No matter what happens near the ocean, no matter what flood happens, the ocean water can't touch the temple.
Yeah, the ocean water never touches the temple. Also, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Jagannath.
Even the sound also, it doesn't come. So whatever sound is happening inside the ocean, so that doesn't come within the temple. So just beside the temple, the ocean is not very far. But once you enter inside the temple, you can't hear the ocean sound at all. Right? So that's one interesting fact. Yes, thank you very much. All right.
Hare Krishna, just can I share one interesting?
Please. Yes.
I am not sure whether this is already covered or not. I was just listening. See, it's all about carving of the Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. I don't remember the characters which I read and I had seen in TV also, that the king will give this contract to some person and he has to carve, and the person says that unless I complete this carving, you are not supposed to enter my place. And in between some midnight, the king gets so curious to see that, and he suddenly comes there and he'll see that the person who's carving has half done work and he has gone away. I don't remember. It's like God himself has come, or something is there. I'm not able to correlate everything, but that's why you see all the temples, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Mataji, only with the face, not with the hands and the legs. That's my understanding. We can correct me. You can throw some light.
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, it is by the king Indrajimna. He does that. Okay, Indrajimna. We will take that story also. Okay. I'll tell you the story of the king Indrajimna, and maybe towards the end, if you have some time, we'll do that.
Okay. The carver is the person who's carving that. Is he God or someone comes?
It's Vishwakarma.
Vishwakarma. Okay, got it. Good.
Prabhuji, like Jagannath idols are made every 12 years. No?
Yeah, there is something called as Navakalebara, and yeah, they change the deities. Yes, they change the deities every 12 years, 9 years. There's certain time, okay, where they change the deities, and they will sell, like Prabhu was telling, they select the wood for that. The wood is also very special. That's the wood that is used for carving also is very special. They look for all that symptoms, like for example, Shankar, Chakra must be there, the taste must be sweet. So many things, all that matches, only then they will use that for carving. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
I've heard one story here.
Yes, yes,
I don't know how authentic is this, but Indira Gandhi, before her death, she ventured around in the helicopter on the top of the flag. It's actually told that even the birds also don't venture around. So it was like, she went against that instruction, and that happened just before her death. So that is also one of the reason, which brought her fall down. So that's one thing which I read.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for that. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, so now the question. So why do the deities look so different? So did you anytime think that, Lord, or any deity or any deity, we go to so many temples, we see so many deities. So do you see any deities like this? Like eyes wide open and smiling? Does somebody want to try to say something here?
Can I say?
Yeah.
When Krishna goes to Dwaraka and all the queens ask why what is it?
Yeah, I'll tell the story, Tejas, no problem. So thank you. So I'm asking, like, why is he like, so we'll see the story. Okay. So why, what is unique about this? Let's first try to see. Right. So what is unique about it is that, there are no eyelids in Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra, no eyelids and smiling, widely smiling. Right. So that is Jagannath forms. So that we will see, there's a big story. I'll just narrate that story. So very interesting story. So, okay. So where was Lord Krishna born? Where was Lord Krishna born? Question number
Mathura.
In Mathura.
Mathura. Okay. Mathura, he was born in Mathura. And then he was moved to Gokula. And then subsequently to Vrindavan. Right? So, yes, his childhood pastimes happened in Vrindavan. Right? And afterwards, after he was 11 years old, he went back to Mathura. He went back to Mathura. And then he married 16,108 wives. And he used to live in 16,108 palaces simultaneously at the same time. So, and all of these wives, they used to be very, very beautiful. And they used to serve Lord very, very nicely. Right? They were very beautiful because they were all Lakshmi. Right? So, all the Lakshmis. So, whoever the gopis, they were in the, when Lord Krishna was young, they used to serve in Vrindavan. The same gopis, they are here as the wives of Lord Shri Krishna here. Right? So they used to serve, they were very, very beautiful. But let's see what used to happen. But Lord Krishna always used to think about the residents of Vrindavana, especially the Gopas and the Gopis. So even though he is in Dwarka, so what happens from Mathura? Lord Krishna shifts his capital to Dwarka. Where is Dwarka? Anybody can say?
Near Delhi, bro.
Dwarka.
Coastal Gujarat.
Sir, near Gujarat.
Yeah, Gujarat, right? Yeah, it's on the coastal Gujarat. So it's like, so there's a legend also that, there's a submerged city there. The submerged city of Dwarka is getting found in the archaeological finds right now, right? So that's
Sir, it's already been found.
Yes, that's been found and they're doing research, correct? So that's Dwarka. So Lord Krishna, he shifted his capital from Mathura to Dwarka, and he used to be there staying with his 16,108 wives, right? But he used to always think about Gopis and Gopas. So Vrindavan, always he used to be crying in the night. Radhe, Radhe, Gopi, Gopi, like that is crying. So then everybody became very curious. All the wives of Lord Krishna, they were very curious. What is so special about these pastimes of Vrindavan? Why is Lord Krishna always thinking about these gopis? and the Gopas, and he's always thinking about Vrindavan. So even the Lord is there in Dwarka, his heart is in Vrindavan. So what is so special about this Vrindavan? What actually happened? So everybody wanted to know. So the wives of Lord Shri Krishna, they were thinking, we very nicely serve Lord. So they even, give a bath to the Supreme Lord, and they very nicely serve him, very like a royal king treatment. They very nicely they serve him, perfectly they serve him. But still, Lord Krishna is always remembering about Vrindavan, always remembering Vrindavan. So they all approached Rohini Mata, and they wanted to find out what happened in Vrindavan. What is so special about this Vrindavan pastimes that Lord Sri Krishna is always thinking about Vrindavan, always chanting about Vrindavan, always chanting about the residents of Vrindavan, Gopis and Gopas. So what happened there? So then Rohini said, actually, they are very, very special. And anybody who is going to hear these pastimes of Krishna, they'll get so attracted. But please ensure that Krishna and Balaram do not hear. Right? We don't want Krishna and Balaram to hear these stories. Right? Because if Krishna and Balaram are going to hear these stories, then what will happen? What will happen? If Krishna is going to hear the stories, what will happen?
They will go back to Vrindavan.
Back to Vrindavan. Then we cannot pull him back. How will you bring him back from Vrindavan? So with great difficulty, he is here in Dwarka doing his duty. So as a king. So if he's going to hear the stories, he will run away. Vrindavan. So that's why. So he said, no. Lord Krishna and Balram, they should not hear. When nobody is there, carefully, I will tell the story of what happened in the Vrindavan pastimes. So they planned very nicely, and they put guard security also, right? So like that, the queens, they all got gathered inside a hall. They asked Rohini to narrate the childhood pastimes. And Rohini started to, she said, Subhadra, you be on the door. You please ensure that nobody is coming within. Right? Make sure, especially Krishna and Balram should not come. And as soon as they're coming, you should alert us. That's your duty. You stand on the door. So please stop there. So then Subhadra was standing as a security. And Rohini Mata started speaking about Krishna's pastimes. So all the wonderful pastimes of Lord Krishna. Right? What all pastimes he has done. Right? What pastimes he has done. He has killed so many demons. Just put in the chat. Let's see what all demons you know. What demons did Lord Krishna kill? Put it in the chat. Let me see. Yeah, put it in the chat. Let me see. Putana. Yeah, we got one. Putana. Next. So Lord Krishna killed Putana and Kamsa. Kamsa was in Mathura. Vyomasur. Hiranyakashipu. No. Hiranyakashipu. No. Bakasur. Yes. Bakasur. Aghasur. Correct. Aghasur is the snake demon. Right. Who else? Vyomasur done. Kalia. The Kalia snake, he didn't kill the Kalia, but he danced on Kalia, he'd send it away. Keshi. Yes, Keshi. Keshi was a horse. Keshi was a horse. The Yamalarjuna pastime. Govardhan Leela pastime. He lifted the Govardhan Giri. Pralambasura. Yes. Pralambasura was killed by Krishna or Balram. Krishna or Balram. Pralambasura killed by Balram. Dhenukasura. Dhenukasura again killed by Krishna or Balram. Dhenukasura killed by Balram. Narakasura. No, Narakasura is later pastime. That's in after later pastime. That's not in Vrindavan. Right? Yes. Gopi complaints. Krishna stealing butter. Krishna's rasa dance with the gopis. So many wonderful pastimes. They started narrating, and Subhadra went into a trance. She forgot herself, her duty, everything she forgot. Then Krishna Balaram entered the palace. He saw that nobody is there. Everywhere it is silence. They were wondering what happened. What is going on here? And then they stood on both sides of Subhadra and they started to hear. And they started to hear the pastimes. and they got so absorbed, that they got into Mahaprakasha Bhava. It's called as Mahaprakasha Bhava. That means it's like an ecstasy. So in that ecstasy, their eyes became very big and they started smiling. I mean, all their hands, fingers, everything went inside, even legs also. So they were looking just like how Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, the deities are looking. They were looking like that. And they were completely absorbed. So because Krishna is looking like that, smiling, because everybody is smiling because they're hearing the pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna. So these pastimes of Krishna are so significant that even Lord himself gets attracted to these pastimes. Right? So that is the speciality of these pastimes. So then when they were like this, then Narada came there. Right? And Narada came there and Narada saw this form, where their eyes became very big, dilated, right? And hands and legs disappeared inside their bodies, right? And Narada saw this wonderful form. And he said, I've seen it. And he started dancing. That I've seen the form. I've seen this form. And he wanted to show this form to everybody. Actually. So he requests Lord that, that this form of you shall be seen to everyone in the Kali Yuga. So that's how, later they came back to the normal state, and then they gave this benediction that here, yes, this form everybody will be able to see if you go to Puri Jagannath. If you go to the Puri Jagannath temple, you'll be able to see. Right? So that's how Narada Muni was dancing. You see in this picture, and he was humbly praying that, please let everybody have darshan of this Mahabhava Prakasha Rupa. Mahabhava. It's called Mahabhava Prakasha Rupa. So that was his prayers. So to fulfill this desire of his devotee, Narada Muni, Krishna manifested himself as Lord Jagannath, and he always resides in the Sri Kshetra Purita. Right? And every year there is a festival that's done that's called as Ratha Yatra. So for the Ratha Yatra or the chariot festival, there are millions of people who will come. Right? Millions of people come to visit that. So there is also a word that came to the English dictionary called as Juggernaut. Juggernaut. That has come from Jagannath. Right? So that has come from the word Jagannath. So that's how, this wonderful festival is being celebrated, Ratha Yatra, that there are 3 chariots. Right? So there are 3 chariots. In each of the chariot, there will be Balaram and Baldev and Subhadramai and Jagannath will be put in the rathas, and they will pull the ratha. So they pull this ratha. Okay. So now it's time for us to see the shlokas. So shloka time. Yes. Someone has put Shakatasura. Yes. Shakatasura in the beginning. Yes. Lord Krishna kills Shakatasura. Correct. Okay. So this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 15:134. I want one of you to volunteer to read the words and translation. Who has not done so far? Just raise your hand, lift your hand. I want you to. So who wants to read this? Or else I'll yeah. Anusha Mataji, yeah, go ahead.
TC Madhya Leela 15.134. Darujala Rupe Krishna Prakata Samprati Darshana Snane Kare Jivera Mukhati. Translation: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, in this age of Kali, Krishna is manifest in 2 forms, wood and water. Thus, by enabling the conditioned souls to see the wood and bathe in the water, he helps them become liberated. Hare Krishna.
Right. So, Daru Jala Rupe Krishna Prakata Samprati Darashana Snane Kare Jivera Mukhati. Right? So, this is the 2 forms, the wood and the water. The wood form is Lord Jagannath, and the water form is Ganga. So, if we bath in the Ganges, or if we take darshan of Lord Jagannath, then we will become liberated. Right? Let's go to the next verse. Yes. Okay, maybe I'll just call you. Veda Spurti Mataji, do you want to read? You try? Suresh Prabhu? Okay.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Taro Brahma Rupe Sakshat Sri Purushottama Bhagirati Hana Sakshat Jala Brahma Sama. Lord Jagannatha is the Supreme Lord Himself, the form of wood, and the river Ganges is the Supreme Lord Himself, the form of water. Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So, God has come in the form of wood. So, Jagannath is the Supreme Lord Himself in the form of the wood. And Ganga is the Lord Himself in the form of water. So, Ganga, so anybody knows where did Ganga come from? What is the origin of Ganga?
From the lotus feet of
Yes.
Sri Krishna.
So it has come from the lotus feet of Lord. So that is the origin of Ganga. So it is also said that Ganga is not different from Lord. So he's the Supreme Lord Himself in the form of water. That's why, all the Hindus, they consider Ganga as very, 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 very pure, the most reverential, right? Ganga. So we visit to all the kshetras, all the places, all the pilgrimages. They are on the banks of Ganges only, most of them, right? So and then we take darshan there and we go and take a bath. It is also considered that if you take a bath in Ganges, all your sins will be gone and then we will be liberated. So that's the wonderful thing, right? So similarly, the wood form. So they cut the wood and then they carve the deities, Jagannath deities. They carve out of a special wood. There's a special campus for the entire campus. There's a special arrangement being made. So the flowers that come for Lord Jagannath, there are separate gardens for Jagannath. And the food that they cook for Jagannath, even for that, the farms are very separate. So the farms are dedicated. They grow rice separately and they grow the vegetables and they do use the traditional vegetables and the traditional recipes. They don't use these kind of modern vegetables like potatoes or tomatoes. So these are like relatively modern, which have been introduced from the West or some other countries, foreign countries, which were not there in India traditionally. So like that, so very, very traditional cooking and everything is sourced from within. They have separate campus for everything, even for cooking the rice, even for cooking everything, even the other pots that are used for cooking. They prepare it themselves and they use it only once, and then they will dispose it of. They'll not use it again. So like that, the whole ecosystem has been made, right? So wonderfully. Okay. So that's about these poems. So we saw how Lord Jagannath is in the form of the wood and Lord in the form of water is Ganga. So now let us hear about some devotees of Lord Jagannath. So we are going to hear about one of the devotees. His name is Bhakta Kavi Sala Bega. Sala Beg is actually a Muslim by birth, but he was a great devotee of Lord Jagannath. So let us see his story, Sala Beg, right? So he was actually a Muslim poet and he was actually not, I hope I am sharing my screen, right? Yeah, he was not allowed into the Mandir campus, inside the temple campus. And his father's name is Lal Beg. Lal Beg was actually the governor of West Bengal and Odisha. So he was the Muslim governor who used to be taking care of all those areas. His name was Lal Beg. So one day when he came to conquer Odisha, he saw a beautiful Brahmin girl by that lotus pond and he wanted to marry her. So he kidnapped her and took her to his palace. But Lalita, she tried to escape, but she failed. So this Brahmin girl was very, very dedicated to Lord Jagannath. But forcibly, she was married to Lal Beg, right? And Lal Beg later on, he had a son. And his son's name was Sala Beg. He was also a great warrior, right? Lal Beg died in 1608. And afterwards, Sala Beg continued to fight against the Odias to stamp out the Gajapati rule. One day what happened, he became very, very badly wounded, right? And he did not know what to do. So at that time, what happens? His mother says that actually you don't know my story. We are actually Hindus and was a Brahmin and I have been kidnapped and married by your father. So like that, so you worship Lord Shri Krishna, Lord Jagannath. So Lord Jagannath comes and gives him vibhuti, right? And then he wakes up cured. And when he at once goes to Sri Kshetra. So he goes to Jagannath Puri, but now not as a warrior to conquer, but as a devotee. He's now transformed. He wants to take darshan. But then we spoke about it, right? Whoever is not a Hindu, they won't be allowed within the campus. They're not allowed within the campus. So then they did not allow him within. So they said, no, you cannot go inside. So and he was mistreated there. Right? And then he goes to Vrindavan. And then he stops at Balasur on the way. And he wanted to visit Shyam Sundar deity there. But he was not allowed entry there also. So then what happens? Shyam Sundar deity, it disappears and appears in the king's dream inside Balasur. So and then the king, what he does, he cannot change the rules which are set out. So what he does, he breaks the wall for Salabeg to take darshan. Because he was such a pure devotee that God himself has come in the dreams of the king and said, please give darshan to my devotee Salabeg. Right? So that's what happened. You just see this picture. So here they have broken the wall. They've broken the wall of the temple. You can see so that, Salabeg can take darshan from behind. So he's able to take the darshan of the deities of Shyam Sundar. Like that, he's able to take Shyam Sundar. One day what happens is another wonderful pastime of Lord Jagannath. That what happens is, he used to be in Vrindavan, but he wanted to see Ratha Yatra. So he comes running to Jagannath Puri so that, because Lord comes out. So the speciality of Ratha Yatra is Lord comes out to take darshan. So for those of them who are not able to go inside the temple, Lord will himself come out and give darshan. So that is the wonderful thing about this Jagannath. So he makes a very beautiful song. Jagabandhu hai Gosai. Jagabandhu hai Gosai. This is a very nice song that he sings. So what happens? So when he sings that song, so the Nandi Gosha is the name of the chariot of Lord Jagannath. So it stops. Everybody's trying to pull it, but it doesn't move. So it's like Jagannath Ratha. We cannot pull it. If Lord wants to move, he will move. You can't pull it with force. Even if 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 20,000, 30,000 people pull out, so the Ratha will stop. You can't pull it. Right? And suddenly it will start moving. You don't know when it will start moving. So that is the greatness of this Ratha, that, thousands of people come to take darshan. So like that, for the sake of his devotee Salabeg, that Nandi Gosha stops and Salabeg takes a wonderful darshan. So that is how Salabeg, he stayed in Balaganti for the rest of his life. And he wrote so many poems on Lord Jagannath and so many sweet Odia bhajans he has written. Right? So he offers 2 pieces of Khaira Chule Jagannath Mahaprasad. Every day they offer. Right? So and he presented himself as the most wretched servant in his poems. He wrote poems in Bengali, Sanskrit, Odia, Hindi, Brajabali, so many languages he wrote. He's a very, very famous saint. So this is the Samadhi of Salabeg in the Jagannath Puri Dham. So Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me. Anybody knows this Kirtan? We will sing that Kirtan now. Anybody can sing the Jagannath Kirtan? Does anybody know the Kirtan? Anybody unmute and tell me? So there is one Jagannath Ashtakam. Okay, I'll share that. And we will all sing Jagannath Ashtakam together. Okay, this is a very beautiful poem. This is written by Shankaracharya, Jagannath Ashtakam. Written by Adi Shankaracharya, and it's called as Jagannatha Ashtakam. Okay, so that's. Okay, I'll share the screen. Let's see. You can follow along this tune. कदाचित् कालिन्दी तट विपिन सङ्गीत तरालो मुदाभिरी नारी वदन कमल स्वाद मधुपः रमा शंभु ब्रह्म मारपति गणेशार्चित पादो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे मुझे सव्ये वेणुं शिरसि शिखि पिच्चं कटितटे दुकूलं नेत्रान्ते सहचर कटाक्षं च विदधात सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावन वसति लीला परिचयो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे महाम्बोधेस्तीरे कनकरुचिरे नीलशिखरे वसन् प्रसदन्तं सहज बलभद्रेण बलिना सुभद्रमध्यस्थ सकल सुरसेवा वसराद्धो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे कृपा परवर सजल जलद श्रीनिरुचिरो रमावनी राम स्फुरद मन पंकेरुहमुखा सुरेन्द्रराध्य श्रुति गणशिख गीत चरितो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे रथारूढ़ो गच्छन् पथि मिलिता भूदेव पतलै स्तुति प्रादुर्भावं प्रतिपदमुपकर्ण सदया दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगतं सिन्धु सुताया जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे परं ब्रह्म पीडा कुबल यदालोत्फुल्लनयनो निवासि नीलाद्रौ निहित चरणोऽनन्त शिरसि रसानन्दीराध सरसि वपुरालिङ्गन सुको जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे न वैयचेराज्यं न च कनकमाणिक्य विभाव न याचेऽहं रम्यं सकल जनकम्यं वरवधू सदा काले काले प्रमथपतिना गीत चरितो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे हरत्वं संसारं दुःखरमसारं सुरपते हरत्वं पापानां विपतिमपारं यादवपते अहो दिने नाथे निहित चरणो निश्चितमिदम् जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथाष्टकं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः शुचिः सर्वपापविशुद्धात्मा विष्णुलोकं स गच्छति। जय जगन्नाथ जय बल सुभद्रमा जय सुदर्शन जय जगन्नाथ बलदेवा सुदर्शन सुभद्रमाय जय सुदर्शन जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। So Jagannath Swami ki jai. Hari Bol. Yeah, very nice. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna Jai. So very wonderful. So we are all now set in the mood of receiving Lord Jagannath. So like this we will continue. Again we'll do the next class on next Saturday. So Saturday, next Sunday, maybe next Saturday and Sunday we will do class, and the next Saturday and Sunday also we'll do class like that. The Saturdays and Sundays we will do the class. Today was the first class, day 1. There are 5 more classes left. So please do keep coming. So if you have any questions or any comments or any realizations or anything that you want to add, please feel free to add now. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, can
Hare
we read the
Krishna,
translation?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
I'll
Hare
give
Krishna.
that. Yes, yes, Mataji. Yes, sure. Yes, tell me.
What is this language, Prabhuji?
This
It
is Sanskrit.
sounding.
This is Sanskrit. It is sounding.
Oh, sounding like Damodar Leela.
Damodar Lila is also Sanskrit, yeah, but that's different.
Same
Yeah.
tune.
Damodar Lila tune is slightly different. Damodar Lila, the tune, I forgot. What was that? What was it?
Similar tune,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Maybe if there is a raga or something, I don't know, ragam for this.
Okay. Damodar Ashtakam, it starts like, let me just try to recollect. Yeah.
Namam Ishwaram.
Namam Ishwaram. Yeah. Namam Ishwaram.
Namameshwaram Satchidanandopam
Vasat
Kundalam Gokule Brachanam
Yashoda Yeah, that is the tune. This is Jagannath Ashtakam, slightly different tune, but yeah, it is one common thing about both of this is like they are very sweet, and both of them are referring to the pastimes of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan. Therefore, the selection of the words is also very sweet, and the tune is also very sweet. Okay.
Very, very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes. Anything else that you want to add? Anybody wants to add something here?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Why is Puri temple so special, Prabhuji? I mean, so special and so powerful. I mean, is there any reason behind that than what we have discussed?
Lord Krishna's temples are all very, very special. So that's the reason. Lord Krishna's temples are all very special, and particularly Jagannath is very special because Jagannath is very merciful. Actually, if you see, even if you have deities, they say, first of all, if you have home deities, no? So if you have Jagannath deity, it is said that it is very merciful. But if you have Radha Krishna deity at home, very strict, very strict. So it's like very, very strict. We have to be very carefully. We should do all the services. All the prasadam should be cooked in ghee, etc. But Jagannath is very merciful. So that's why what they do, even this was what was told by Srila Prabhupada. So that's why whenever there's a new temple that comes up, new temple means all the standards won't be set, and everything will be like, there'll be some difficulty in coming up to the standard of Radha Krishna worship. So that's why first they install Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. So like that, ISKCON, all the temples, most of the time they start with Jagannath and Baldev and Subhadra, right? So then when they progress and when they are able to have, when they have proper management and proper dedicated people who can serve the Lord very nicely, then they bring in Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna form means very carefully it has to be served without any kind of any mistakes. So Jagannath is very, very merciful. So that's the reason Jagannath is very merciful, especially because he's hearing his pastimes. We heard the story, he's in the Mahabhava Prakash. So it's like this, no? So for example, if you are very happy, like let's say that you are on your birthday or maybe like wedding day or something which on a day which you are very, very happy, you're smiling, very happy. So at that time, if somebody comes and asks you for a favor, you will say, yeah, okay, no problem. You will not say no. And so it's like just like that. So Lord Jagannath, Lord Krishna is smiling and he's very happy. So he's in a very happy mood. So in that mood, if you go in front of the Lord, so he's ready to bestow any kind of benedictions, and he very mercifully looks at everybody. So that's the mercy of Lord Jagannath. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, just one line to add. I think a few minutes back, when Mataji is saying like there was a helicopter who flown over the Jagannath temple by Indira Gandhi, and then it happened. I'm not sure about the story, but there was one sannyasi to whom Indira Gandhi approached before she became prime minister. So he asked only for one boon. If at all you become prime minister, you must pass an order across the country to ban cow slaughtering. But after becoming prime minister, even though she did not care for that orders, care for the request made by the sannyasi, and when he approached himself to the prime minister Indira Gandhi, she ignored him. So immediately after the incident happened, he was very furious and he left the place. And within 7 days, I think this happened.
Yes. Thank you for sharing, Prabhu. Never heard of that. Thank you. Yes. Anybody else wants to share anything or any pastimes, any facts, anything you can share? Otherwise, we can stop. If you have any questions also, you can ask. Otherwise, we can stop. And we'll continue again the next Saturday. Next Saturday, again, we'll meet at the same time, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. like that, 6 p.m. to 7:30. So come back again. Maybe you can do some homework. Learn this Jagannath Ashtakam. Somebody else can sing it if you want to. Jagannath Ashtakam sing, and you can learn some Kirtan if you can sing. Anybody can sing any Jagannath Kirtan. Learn some Odisha Kirtan, Odia Kirtan, Bengali Kirtan, or any Jagannath Kirtan that you can learn, which is very famous. You search on YouTube. And if you want to sing, so I'll give you a chance to sing towards the end in the next class. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna. Dandavad.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. We stop here.